Yo, we back. It's Two Bros Talking. I'm Brother Byrne. I got my brother Ben on the phone. And tonight, right now, we talking about the playoff matchups for the night. In particular, the Suns and the Lakers. Now, game 1 and 2, that was real interesting. The Suns came out and they played real well. I was happy that Devin Booker had a real good game, and DeAndre Ayton, dudes came out, they played ball. The Lakers looked a little flat. They took advantage of it. Game 2, the Lakers was on. Drummond had a real good game. He was banging on the rebounds. That got him out, and that got him out in front. Phoenix kept turning the ball over, and they could just never get in front. Now, tonight, I think the Suns can win. I'm just not entirely sure that they will. I think that the longer this series goes on, that inexperience could rear its head. And last thing they want to do is be trailing in this series. Because if they go down 2-1, it's going to be tough for them to get that tie going back to Phoenix. What you think?
Yeah, I think this is that game where Chris Paul's leadership is the key ingredient. The fact that he's a veteran, his experience, this is the key. This is what could push Phoenix over the hump. I just don't think it will, based on Chris Paul's track record. Whenever he's in the Clippers, Houston, it was just a repeat performance, just in a different uniform. Now he in Phoenix, everything looks righteous. Yes, they got the best record in the league. He got some young bucks, Devin Booker, Ayton. You kind of got the Lakers on the ropes because, AD been hurt all season, LeBron been hurt. It's weird. It's kind of uncomfortable. You got home court advantage. You should be able to take advantage, but you don't. In the past, Chris Paul, this is the game where he pushed his ankle or he hurt his hamstring and he come up limping, and then he limped for the rest of a 6-game series, and then they get put out. He either needs to lose. I don't know if he needs to lose 10 pounds. I don't know what it is, but it's just interesting that whenever it gets tight, he get hurt.
Yeah, see, and
it's just a tweak. He's never 100%.
I'm like, yeah, man, I'm a little nervous for him. And like I said, my thing more or less is the young team thing. Like, every game in the playoffs is a must win. I can't stand it when people say, is this a must win? Man, every game is a must win. You want to get that over with as fast as you can. You want to rest up and get next. But with these young teams, especially with a young team that has home court advantage, man, the odd games are the ones you got to get. Because, you get one, you up 1-0. If you get 3, you're taking advantage in the league. You're taking advantage in the series. If you get game 5, you're either closing out or you're going ahead, and then obviously you win game 7, you win the series. So it's like I said a few minutes ago, they cannot afford to go down in this series. You playing against an all-time great, Anthony Davis, one of the better players in the league right now, and you can't afford to go down 2-1 because, like you said, if the Lakers is up 2-1. Then all they got to do is just hold serve at home, and then that thing is over with. So I'm rooting for the Suns, but I don't know. It's a tall order for me to buy into that completely. How much of that Denver-Portland series have you been watching?
I haven't seen 1 minute of the Denver-Portland. I haven't seen a minute of it because it's. To me, it's irrelevant because look, and this is why it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because of the Jamal Murray injury. If Jamal Murray hadn't got injured, I would be interested in Denver because I think, they can compete with whoever. But no matter who wins this series, they a sacrificial lamb to whoever winning and whoever they were playing in the next round.
Yeah.
Realistically, Portland is. Look, Damian Lillard is a fantastic shooter. Carmelo Anthony is a fantastic scorer. Unfortunately, they just don't get it done in the playoffs. And I don't know why this year would be any different. Just because the Clippers finna lose to Dallas.
Well,
and Denver is not 100% without Jamal Murray. They're not going to the finals. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just for some basketball, cool, but I'm not a big fan of Carmelo Anthony. I think Dame Lillard get a little bit too much paper clippings. They like to throw his name. They just like to say his name, maybe because of the Dame thing, and maybe because he rap, I don't know. But they just say his name a little bit too much for me.
Oh, man.
So I expect it.
Well, see, that's kind of my problem with the West as a whole anyway. Like, seriously, who's the threat to come out of the West? Who's the threat to the Lakers?
See, and that's the problem. See, with the Lakers where they are, and in the way they lost game one, he was like, oh, maybe we might see something different this year. Like when the playoffs first started, I was thinking, all right, maybe we'll see something exciting. You expected something from the Clippers, and then the Suns got the number one seed. And then after the first game, you're like, oh, the Suns might have something for them. And then you see the Clippers drop a game, but you're like, whatever, it's game one. But after the second game, you see the Lakers win. You're like, maybe they're getting their confidence back. And can the Suns really beat them realistically? And then you see the Clippers drop to Dallas the way they dropped. The Clippers realistically is the team everybody was thinking was going to be able to beat LA. And if they go out first round, LeBron walking to the finals again.
Yeah, he walking straight to the finals. And like I said, that's my problem with the West. The West always look good during the regular season. Oh, the West is stacked. The West is stacked. But then when it's go time, it's like I'm not buying any of y'all to be threatening LA anyway. Like I'm sorry, the Lakers is, and I'm not a Laker fan. I want to make that clear. I can't stand them. But real is real. Like real is real. When we get to this point, there's no sense in faking jacks, man. It's like I don't see I mean, you got to win 4 out of 7. Like, sure, you can get a game,
exactly.
You get 2 games, but you got to win 4 out of 7.
You got to win 4 out of 7. You can get a game here, a game. You can get a game here, a game there, but realistically, Portland, are you gonna beat the Lakers folk? And see, that's the thing with the Suns. It's like, okay, cool, you get a game. Can you get 2 games maybe? But can you beat the Lakers 4 out of 7? Right. I just don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
That's tough. And then there's one more game tonight. Miami and Milwaukee. Milwaukee up 2 games to none. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm hold up. I'm gonna say this right now, and this is the realest thing I can say. I can't wait for the Heat to be gone. I can't wait for the Heat to be gone. I think the Heat got hot at the right time in the bubble last year. I think that the secluded aspect of the bubble, I think it benefited the younger players. I'm sure they felt like it was AAU back in the day. You go travel, you stay in a hotel, you go play games, multiple games in a day. I'm sure that benefited them. But, and it was a feel-good story for the bubble. But I'm over that, man. Like, get out the way. Like, I mean, get out the way, dude. Like, seriously.
The bubble was fantastic for the Heat last year. But the cream, I guess, because... Wait, now hold up. Last year in that bubble, they beat Milwaukee in how many games? That was a 5-game series?
Something like I'm sure it was 6. But they beat them pretty handily. Then they beat Boston in the.
And see, yeah, bless that bubble. Yeah, they hammered Boston. Yeah, they kind of got to the finals, and then everybody started to smell them for some reason, which is interesting because you had to realize that the bubble season was an anomaly.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that happened in that bubble just is not going to happen when you travel. So I think, I'm ready for the Heat to go away. Tyler Hero, he kind of, all of them. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, y'all was fantastic in the bubble last year. Guess whose name you haven't heard?
No, Duncan Robinson.
All year.
Duncan Robinson.
All year.
He caught record game 1. I think he hit like 6 threes or something like that. But they lost.
Yeah, but they lost.
Exactly.
So it's irrelevant.
So
Yeah,
like,
I'm ready for them to go. I'm ready for them to go to, and mainly because look, let's keep it 100. Brooklyn is the heavy favorite to come out of the East,
yeah.
but I want their path to be. I want them to take. If you're going to go to the finals, you need to beat the best in the conference.
Well,
so,
if
Milwaukee,
yeah.
you handle your business. Philadelphia, you handle your business, so that they are playing the competition.
Well, that's what it is, because they're
you don't like the Lakers. I can't stand. It's not even the Brooklyn Nets. It's who wearing that uniform. We're going to get on KD in future episodes. Trust me. We're going to get on Kyrie in future episodes. Trust me. But I just...
Yeah, I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on nobody, man. Like that's the funny thing about me and these playoffs. I don't care who win. I don't care who win. And you know, it's really tough when you're not rooting for anybody and you find yourself rooting against multiple people, because at the end of the day somebody gonna win. So
you end up walking through the playoffs. You end up walking through the playoffs and you're not rooting for nobody. You kind of rooting against.
Yeah.
You're not rooting for. You're rooting against, which is weird.
Yeah, because that's just where I'm at with the whole thing. But all right, y'all, man. We got to wrap this thing up. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down there, man. We feel free to join the conversation. You know, we love to talk to y'all. But that's all we got for y'all today. Look for us next Thursday. We're going to do another one. Keep talking about these playoffs and anything else that's going on in the sports world. So for right now, man, that's all we got. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Peace out.